Hey you guys, what's up? This is the Anime Blaze coming to you with another episode of Blaze Talks, where I give you pretty much an in-depth analysis of different things and my opinions, such as anime, stuff in anime, manga, the media, and a few other things. And today's topic is a topic that I've commonly seen in different videos on YouTube, um, talking about romance in anime. Now, pretty much romance in anime, it's, well, it's a genre for one. But the thing that most people say is that if an anime has romance in it, it is stupid. Well, I don't get, personally, I don't understand how one subgenre of anything, whether it be a subgenre or a main genre, which is like the whole show is based off of that, can make the whole entire thing like worthless and therefore garbage. But there are different types of romance animes and all that stuff, but I'll get into that in a little bit. So as you all might know, romance is a genre within anything, not just anime, that pretty much shows the relationship, whether it be love or anything like that. Sometimes love, sometimes, kind of borderline love, mostly friendship, sometimes like that, between one or more characters. And pretty much what I think is not all romantic anime is bad. Like just recently, I've started watching an anime that this person named the anime reviewer recommended me, a really cool guy, called Clannad. And from what I can tell, I mean, I've only watched one episode. You could probably say that this is sort of biased since I've only seen the first episode. But from what I can tell, it's a sort of high school sort of love of romance anime. And there are, like I said, different genres. It's not just, oh, I love you, straightforward relationship kind of thing. There are different types. To me, I think there's like high school kind of love. It's most of the time. Sometimes it'll be dramas, whatnot. Romantic and romantic comedy anime, and even borderline supernatural. You know, as far as romantic comedy goes, there's stuff like Toradora. Um, I think Kimi no. I can't even remember the name of it, but there are different ones like Toradora. Uh, there's a guy. It starts off with that whole usual scene that you might see in some anime shows where the main character is in high school. Everyone else is in high school. The story takes place in high school. It pretty much uses that kind of setting. And but the storyline goes like this: the main character, he's a guy, and he doesn't want to. He gets commonly people are afraid of him because he has this sort of mean demeanor or mean look on his face, and that's not his fault. And there's this girl who's pretty much, I guess you could say, feisty in a way, and she pretty much is like wild. And at first it starts off with them having not even like any kind of relationship with each other at all. They're trying to date the other person that the other person is friends with, but sooner or later they find out that the other person that they're trying to date doesn't exactly like them that way. And then sooner or later they start noticing that they really like each other, and they eventually become a couple. And to me, I think that that's pretty cool, not bad. I've heard Clannad has a very similar storyline, takes place in a high school, yada yada, that sort of stuff. Um, as far as like, I mean, there's even like tragedy, albeit like um, Romeo x Juliet. You know, this show is like all about tragedy. It starts off with the story with the normal way that you would know of Romeo and Juliet, or uh, rather they change it to fit the way they want it to in a way. But pretty much from there, it starts off the same way. You know, you're like, okay, this is just another Romeo and Juliet. I already know how it's going to end. But eventually, you're so into the storyline, they pretty much like grab your emotions by like the neck or something and just like start strangling you. I know it's a bad analogy, but they just like strangle it until you notice that wait, this is still a tragedy. No, no, that can't be right. This is not supposed to happen. They're destined to be together. So, but you know what's going to happen at the end because at the end of Romeo and Juliet, they both go and die. Yet at the same time, you're arguing with yourself, saying, "No, I don't want this to happen." And that's the sort of tragedy kind of anime which grabs the people's attention in a way. I think anyway. Some anime shows use it as a sort of subgenre too. You know, like Inuyasha, uh, Appleseed, which is a sci-fi anime. It's not necessarily. I mean, I'm talking about the CG version, like the redone version of it, anyway. While it is mostly sci-fi based, there is a subgenre, I guess you could say, of. So by subgenre, I mean like hinted. It doesn't necessarily have to be one of like a subgenre of the show. It's just hinted at in the series a relationship between a character and one character and another character. Um, the relationship between Dunin and Briarios, for example, hinted at, but it's just a subgenre. It's part of the movie, not the whole movie. Um, like I said before, uh, supernatural romantic anime in a way. It's where it's so creepy it makes almost no sense. Uh, Le Portrait de Petite Cosette, the main character pretty much falls in love with the ghost of a girl from who knows how long, and he loves her so much, but in the end, it's kind of a twist because he has to endure a whole bunch of pain from the person who killed her, who also loved her so many years ago. And pretty much what they say, he is the reincarnation of that person. But, you know, it's hard to believe that he actually has to go through all this pain just to do this. And eventually he realizes that, you know, this pain, this suffering, all this stuff isn't worth it. I have to cut the ties to this girl or, you know, my life might end. That sort of thing. And I really like the way it does that. So, you know, definitely check this out. This anime isn't that bad. Um, Metropolis, another sci-fi anime with romantic bases between two characters within the show. Not the show, but the movie. One of them is a robot and the other one a human, and you really do see the complications between uh, both races, I guess you could say. Uh, the humans are starting to hate robots. The robots are starting to revolt against the humans in a way, and it just gets messy. By messy, I mean like murders happening, people getting killed, wars raging on, all that good stuff. And I mean, you know, like I said before, Inuyasha is a subgenre, and Inuyasha didn't suck. I'm just gonna say that now. Inuyasha, to me, was one of the best anime shows that had the slightest sub. It was a subgenre that had a subgenre of romance within it. And I gotta say, I gotta give it to Rumiko Takahashi for creating an anime show that was able to catch that within the whole storyline and all that. And you know, for one person to say that, or anybody to say that an anime sucks simply for the fact that simply for the fact that the whole thing is romantic based, or whether romance be a subgenre of it, is kind of wrong for them to do, considering all of the hype behind some of these shows and all the people that like these shows. You know, Inuyasha has a huge fan base, no doubt. Romeo X Juliet has a decent sized fan base. Um, Appleseed, okay. As far as Portrait de Petite Cosette and Metropolis go, well, I can't exactly say. But you definitely know where I'm going with this. You can't say an anime show or anything like that sucks simply for the fact of what it categorizes as. So, with that being said, this is the Anime Blaze bringing you another episode of Blaze Talks, saying that give romantic anime a try. even me who isn't a big fan of romantic anime and whatnot, I occasionally watch it, and trust me, sometimes it's emotional. So, I'll catch you guys later.